All right. Good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI. This is Lee Marie filling in for U-Turn Laverne on One Street Over. And I'm so happy to have in studio today Gracie Knight. How you doing, Gracie?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. What we're going to start with is our devotional out of our Jesus Calling book. So let me get that ready here. All right, it's June 27th, right?
Yes.
Wow, I cannot believe that. This month has flown by. All right, here we go. Rest with him a while. You have journeyed up a steep, rugged path in recent days. The way ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. Look neither behind you nor before you. Instead, focus your attention on him, your constant companion. Trust that he will equip you fully for whatever awaits you on your journey. He designed time to be a protection for you. You couldn't bear to see all your life at once. Though he is unlimited by time, it is in the present moment that he meets you. Refresh yourself in his company. Breathe deep and relax. The highest level of trust is to enjoy him moment by moment. He is with you, watching over you wherever you go. And those promises are from Psalm 143:8 and Genesis 28:15. How fitting is that?
I was thinking that the whole time, especially when you read it before. I was like, oh yeah, I need to hear that today.
Because this is your first time on the show,
yes,
right?
Yes, and I'm scared.
Oh, no even worry. So here's the thing. Okay. When I first started helping Laverne a couple years ago, I said, let's get, some homeschool people on to talk about that. You know how difficult that was? It took a full 2.5 years.
Oh.
I know. So finally, I asked Miss Rose over at the library, who everybody absolutely loves.
She's wonderful.
Oh, hello, Miss Rose. And she said, Gracie, right away. It was like, it wasn't even like, oh, here's a list of people. She's like, Gracie.
And then I had a whole list of people that I think would be better. And they did not.
She's giving you the evil eye. Did you see that?
You know who I'm talking to.
They were not as brave as you.
Yeah.
So that's great that, you're being brave and coming on because like I know you said, well, I know some other people would be better.
Right.
But she did say, but if I can't do it, if they can't do it, I will. Yes. And I'm like, praise the Lord.
Oh.
That's the attitude that a lot of us need to have. We all know we're not really equipped. We can't be. We're nothing without him.
Exactly.
Radio, I never thought to do this, but God.
Yeah.
And so same thing with you. You didn't know you could be on a radio show and also on the video. If people want to watch, they can go to the WSGI app or the Facebook page or YouTube and look up One Street Over for today and you can watch it. So if you're hearing it on the radio, that's cool. It's 1100 AM WSGI, but you can also watch it or you can share it. So I cannot wait to hear about your homeschooling experience and everything. So when did it start? What's the story?
Well, my son will be a sophomore this coming year. And I started with him, of course, and we've been homeschooling the whole time. So if you ask a homeschool mom why they started homeschooling, they usually have 1 or 2 reasons or maybe 50 that they started homeschooling. And that reason probably changes every year. And so for me, the reason I started, my son has what's called absence seizures, meaning that he was having about 90 seizures a day where he would blank out. And it wasn't the convulsive type seizures that you think about when you think about epilepsy, but they were just small 5 to 6 seconds of unconsciousness. But it was happening so often that at the time he was in preschool, and his teachers were telling me he's not paying attention, he doesn't follow directions. There was this apple tree that he would always, if you're on the apple tree, that's good. The apple goes down and, every time you do something that you're not supposed to be doing, he would be on the ground every single day. And eventually I realized that that's what was happening, that it was absence seizures, because I was a little bit familiar with it. So we took him to the doctor. Of course, that's what he was having. I had other friends that homeschooled and told me about it and talked to me about it. And I thought, this is probably what's going to have to happen for my child, because there's no way he can. You think about having a seizure every 15 minutes and what you lose in that time, and then coming out of it and being frustrated because somebody's yelling at you because you didn't follow directions, or just not being able to get the material that you need, or the direction that you need. And of course, going through that, you go through medications, and he's had lots of different times that he's had to change medications or up and down. But it took some time before we got him to where he really could focus and function with and not have those seizures. So anyway, long story short, that's what we started. Over the years, of course, his medication, it's doing its job, and we're okay with that. But over the years, there's been other reasons why I would say a homeschool, and ranging from the material that the teachers are forced to teach, the learning difficulties my son has, just different things. So anyway, that's what started it for us.
Okay. All right. So that is really an interesting thing, because, some people just assume that, they start it for one reason. So that's really great to know that, hey, you know what? There's a lot of different reasons that people may go into it. So you started with your son, and then did you just, it was just such a good situation, that's why you wanted to follow with the other kids, or?
Yeah. And, another reason I like to be with my kids, I like to see them grow and see them learn, and I like to be present in their lives. And, I don't want to take away anything with school teachers are wonderful, and they, and people who send their kids to school, that is totally fine. I guess what I'm trying to say is everybody has their, or it's not ideal for everybody. It works for us. And sometimes I feel like I want to put these kids on the school bus and send them off to school and
send them off to anywhere.
Yes. When's the bus coming? But at the end of the day, I remind myself, it's not about, I'll have another homeschool mom or I'll read on a homeschool page, and somebody will remind me that it's not about getting them into Harvard. It's not about getting them into the best schools or the best jobs. It's about leading them to Christ.
Amen.
And I have the opportunity to do that. And if I'm equipped to do that, and I desire to do that, I'm going to do that. And if you talk to homeschool moms, they're always doubting themselves. Am I doing it enough? Are they learning enough? Are we getting enough school done? And I have to keep reminding myself, it's not about that. They're going to learn, they're going to grow up, they're going to find their jobs and find their place. What I need to focus on is getting them to heaven, not
That's
to Harvard.
right. Amen. I love that. That is such a good point.
And I need that reminder myself a whole lot every year.
And there is nothing else that is more important than that.
Yes.
There really isn't,
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I see from an outsider. Now, I've never had children, so I cannot speak as an expert on any of this. But I just know the influences that are out in the world, and how the enemy has a stronghold on the internet, on the cell phones, on the television. So even if you're in a good school district, we're pretty blessed here in Robertson County. But even if you're in a good school district, there's these other outside influences that can indoctrinate your children and influence them and depress them and pressure them because you're not there to supervise.
Right. And I mean, homeschool moms, we have those struggles too. We have to keep the kids off the phones too, and off the, different social media, things like that. So we still have those struggles, but it is a little bit, I think it's easier for us, I guess, to be able to direct them in the right way when we're directing them. You hear the whole people being asking about the social part of homeschool and what about their social life. And any homeschool mom can tell you, if you are a homeschool mom, you're not usually at home all day long. We are going all day long to different social things. So,
and I've met we were talking about the influence of the world, but I've met a lot of homeschoolers that they are more socially, qualified, or just fabulous socially. They talk to adults and they talk to, that argument. When I hear people say that, I just want to...
Well, and I was one of those people that asked that to my friends when they were homeschooling before I started, is will I worry about their social their I don't
Social
know,
life, or
like their socialization.
their development.
And it's funny because, like you said, I have my children are different. A couple of them will talk to anybody. I have one that's a little bit quieter that listens, but she'll still talk to people. But yeah, I can see that they can be friends with any age. It doesn't have to be somebody in their grade. They can be friends with an older or younger child for the most part. But in school, you're only in that one grade level, and that's who your friends are. And I see sometimes it's difficult for kids to have relationships with other age children because they feel like they're supposed to be, in that one grade, and that's who my friends are supposed to be. So I think that's helpful too, because our kids are, they're working together.
Right. And in general, I mean, kids just like to travel in a pack with their age.
Yeah.
So now I know that you're in Robertson County, and so can you tell people, because there's some, parents out there that are listening and that just like, hey, you know what, we might want to consider this. Can you give a little bit of advice on how to get connected or what resources are out there?
Well, there is a homeschool page for Robertson County homeschoolers, and there's also the library. Miss Rose is wonderful. She's a wonderful resource. So many things you can do at the library. Crossroads Bookstore, if you're looking at curriculum.
That's on Main Street in Springfield, for those of you that aren't local.
They are wonderful. They know what they're talking about. They are homeschool family themselves, and they have lots of used curriculum that you can go and look at and help you decide what you want to do. There's also different social groups for homeschoolers. We do activities with the church. We do activities. We're going to do classical conversations this year. We actually have a group of friends that got together and started a co-op. And then one thing that I've tried to be intentional about is making sure that I have time or have activities for especially my older kids, my teenagers, to get together with their teen friends. And so we'll plan activities like we went floating on the Red River last week and just got a group of teenagers together to go floating, and we'll get them together to go see a movie or have a art night, or just different things that we are intentionally planning for these kids, because they don't have that opportunity like you would at school to do those type things. So I would encourage homeschool moms to do things like that.
And so it sounds like there's a really good network that they can tap into. So for one thing, of course, Miss Rose is at Stokes Brown Public Library, right here in Springfield.
Yeah.
Is she usually in the downstairs area still, in the children's area?
I think so.
I think her office is back there, right? So Miss Rose Wooten, and you can also reach out to her on Facebook. And then you said was it a Facebook page or a website?
It's a Facebook page called Robertson County Homeschoolers.
Robertson County Homeschoolers. Okay, so you can message people there and get plugged in. And that is awesome. And so, okay, so it's 1:15, so I do have to do a 1-station break here and get one of our sponsor spots on. So we'll have a couple minutes here. We're joined in studio right now with Gracie Knight. She is a homeschool mom. She's got 3 kids that she's homeschooling right now. And so we're so happy that you could join us. And, we do have Frannie, Bryson, coming up. And I know you haven't met her yet, but she actually teaches. And I do have to say this one thing here. So the whole reason why I got this idea for today is I was at Springfield Guitar Company, and because my husband was picking up a guitar that he had work on, and there was a flyer that said, attention homeschoolers, or homeschool moms, we have these classes, help us to, get your arts credit, I think it said. And it listed a whole bunch of, and I thought, we haven't had homeschoolers on. So then when I reached out to Springfield Guitar, I said, who can come in and talk about these classes? And they told me Frannie, Bryson. So I said, okay. And then just last night when I was texting both of you guys, I thought, you know what, I'm going to ask her. I said, were you homeschooled, or did you, and she said, yes. I'm like, oh, how perfect is that?
Yeah.
The Lord works. Oh man, anyway.
To get Frannie to teach my kids some lessons.
Yeah, so we can actually even bring you in early if you want to go ahead and just sit in there, because that'll be fun, because she might have something that adds into what you're saying. So I'm going to start a commercial here, and then we will be right back in studio with our 2 guests. Let's go ahead and hear from Barry and Rebecca Richards. And I believe you're going to hear U-Turn Laverne's voice on this. In case you're wondering where Laverne is, she is in Mexico on a missions trip.
Barry and Rebecca Richards have an invitation for you. They want you to join them at Exit Realty, the Garden Gate team. If it's something you've been thinking about doing, if you're thinking about going into real estate, now's a great time for it. It is a perfect time to check out the real estate industry, and they're a great team to train you. Great benefits. If this is something that's interesting you, they say now is a really good time to reach out to them and just see what it's all about. You can connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com. And if you are buying or selling, you can't ask for a greater team. They've got a marketer in Barry. They've got somebody that's staying up to date on everything with Rebecca. She's been at this a long time and was one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. Barry's the marketer. If your property's out there and it's for sale, they're going to make sure that people see it and that they know it's there. You're going to get the top dollar because he knows how to present your property. He's a Zillow certified photographer, licensed and insured drone pilot, does the 360-degree virtual reality home tour that everybody wants, and he'll get you up on realtor.com. Talk to them today. See their listings at BuyRobertsonCounty.com. They buy and sell specialty in Robertson County, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line up in Kentucky. And you can connect with them at sellwithbecky.com or BuyRobertsonCounty.com. And when you connect with them, always tell them U-Turn sent you.
All right. That was Laverne giving us the scoop on Barry and Rebecca Richards. So make sure you check them out. All right. So we are back from our first commercial break, and we now have Frannie also joining us because even though she's not scheduled to go until 7:30, but I thought, you know what, this would be kind of fun because she was homeschooled. So that is awesome. And I'm going to move the microphone, if you can move it a little bit closer to you. There you go. Awesome. So we were talking about the resources in Robertson County before we left. And so there's a Facebook page called Robertson County Homeschoolers. There's Miss Rose, and then who else?
Then the Crossroads Bookstore.
Crossroads Bookstore right there on Main Street. You can talk to them.
Yeah. I would say the Robertson County Homeschooler Facebook page would be the best place to
First
go
time.
because there are different co-ops that meet and you can get plugged in with somebody. A lot of times people will put on there, does anybody want to go to the park today? So you can get your kids, to hang out with some other kids at the park or...
Okay, so they just will post some last minute.
Yeah,
we're all going to this. Oh,
we've had field days, we've had field trips, so it's a good place to start at least.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And Frannie, I must ask, were you homeschooled here in Robertson County or somewhere else?
Yes, ma'am, I was. I grew up in Coopertown.
Okay.
I am the third of 4 kids, and my mom homeschooled all 4 of us. I grew up here and did co-ops, like she said. They're a great resource for socialization and just all kinds of, interactions with other kids and other homeschool moms, too. I remember that being such a blessing for my mom. You're home with just your children, and it was a fun time for her to be with other mothers and adults.
And as a support system.
Right, and as a support system and resource for, hey, what are y'all working on this week? Or, hey, what curriculum are y'all going to use next year? And just a good sounding board, not just for her children, but for her as well.
Ah, very good, very good. All right, so you have homeschooled all 3 of your kids. And so what other advice, like, if somebody was starting out, you got them all the resources, but what are some other things that, like, maybe some things that you kind of had to learn the hard way? Like, I thought to do this, but really we should be doing this.
Oh, gosh. Well, one thing is that you're doing enough. They're going to be fine. I think every single one of us have to have that reassurance every year that you're doing fine. They are doing fine.
Before you move off of that, I want to piggyback on that because you know what? That's like a general thing as far as like the enemy is constantly trying to tell us you're not good enough, you're messing up, what the heck do you think you're doing?
Right.
That is the enemy constantly. And I know that the enemy does not like us homeschooling, because he doesn't have as much control.
Right.
I'm just going to say it that way, But I know that, but it's true. All of us go through life and we're like, oh, we're not doing good enough. Da, da. But, think of it the other way. Think like, oh, just turn it around. Like, I'm doing this, and just have more of a positive attitude. And that will really help you. And you are doing good enough. And don't think just because you're not part of some big old school,
right?
And that was one thing. I grew up, actually, I went 1st through 9th to a church school. And what a difference. And there wasn't, a huge budget, and that was on a shoestring budget. And there was like 35 kids with one teacher, no other helpers. But you know what? We never, disciplined, we didn't speak up or misbehave, whatever, because we'd be expelled. So, the thing is if there's enough discipline, it doesn't matter about money or class size necessarily. I mean, I know that those can, come into play, and all these people saying, oh, but I'm just saying is that I've seen a lot of people get excellent educations, in a non-traditional way, or maybe this is back to being a traditional way.
Right. But yeah, that's right. And then don't be afraid to to reach out to people to ask for help. My son struggles with math, and so I have a lot of people know Richard Byrne. He's a math teacher at Springfield, just retired, and he's helped tutor Caleb because he just has some struggles with math, and I have to remind myself that we're doing. I feel like we're doing fine. We're doing the best we can. And again, it goes back to that thing. We're leading them to Christ. We're not trying to, it's not about getting them, in, like I said, into Harvard or anything like that. But
yeah, it's more important to get them into the kingdom. And we all need to be more kingdom minded.
Right.
Especially as we see the end approaching.
Yes. Yes.
Just saying.
Gracie, I liked how you said, they're going to be fine. It's going to work out. They're going to be well-rounded adults. If there's ever proof, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm 24 years old. I own my own small business.
Wow.
I'm married. I'm a college graduate. My parents did it. I'm okay.
Awesome. See, there we go, right there, right in the studio.
I needed to hear that today.
Right. As a parent, you do worry, and I don't have my own children, but I can totally understand how you do. I worry about my students sometimes that way, because they will confide in me about home things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope you're okay. But yes, your kids are going to be fine. Just do the best you can. Reach out if you need help.
Right.
But like you said, well-rounded, Christ-centered kids is more important than getting into Harvard.
Right.
And I think that right now, this is, it's interesting. Like I said, I had been trying forever to get someone on, and now I know why, because like when you said it, everybody's like, oh, we're not good enough. But, I think the timing, God's will, I'm always praying for God's will and God's timing.
Yes.
And I think that the timing to have you guys on right now is perfect because, especially with so much, craziness in the world.
Yeah.
That's being taught and that's on TikTok and everything, whatever. There's just so much that we have to protect our families.
Right.
I even do that with me and my husband. We got rid of our TV. I couldn't stand the commercials, and I couldn't stand the enemy having that. Now I know, there's a place for that, okay, watch these good, whatever. But for us, I just had to get rid of it.
Right.
Same thing with the internet. It's like I use it just minimally when I need to, but
As a tool.
Yeah. I'm not techie, and I'm glad because I'm not attached to it. I just see so many, kids, and it's so sad to see them so just involved and looking up, this person has this and this, it's like, oh.
And we're not immune to that as homeschoolers either. We still struggle with trying to get our kids off phones and electronics, and we have that too.
Is there a support group for that? There should be.
There needs to be.
There needs to be. Within the homeschool unit, there should be let's go outside and play just more, because I am so thankful that I grew up in a time when, we just lived outside. We were on our bikes, our skateboards, playing hide and go seek, playing, board games underneath the streetlight. We just had a blast. We didn't worry about who got what or who's eating what or who's dating who or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that, we need to really, our kids, and it's interesting. Like I said, I don't have any kids, but I do walk dogs and care for them. And it's really funny because sometimes when I'm on my phone and some of them will come up underneath my arm and flip my arm up to get the phone away.
Yeah.
And I think so much, how many kids would do that if they could?
Yeah.
It's that there's too many parents too are just locked into that. And like you said, it can be a resource and a tool, but don't be checking it all the time, because where you put your time is, So our kids are learning from us oftentimes. So,
absolutely.
try not to be picking, and the people in our lives too. Like the other day when I was driving to church, actually my husband was driving yesterday, and I was looking up something, on Facebook, see how many likes this got. And then I said, you know what? And I even said to him, I said, honey, I'm sorry, I'm putting this down. Look at how beautiful it is outside. And I wanted to just enjoy conversation with him without looking. I don't need to look up how many likes the last picture got,
Right.
So we too, as adults, as a spouse, as, a mom, whatever, we need to resist too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I struggle with that too myself, and my kids will call me out on it.
All right. So back to homeschool advice, because we do still have a few more minutes on that. And I know that you probably have some more really great advice. What else?
Talk to other homeschool moms. And if you talk to someone like me, I've been through several different curriculum. You're probably not going to stick with the same curriculum your whole career. One child might do better at one curriculum than the other. And we actually, it may take you some time to figure that out and figure out what you want to use. But we've gone through several different things and tried different things over the years. And at first I was scared to do anything different but you would see we were trying the same thing, getting the same results, the same frustrations, and then we would change, and it would help just to remember that you can change. You don't have to keep
and that's
the
a
same
good
thing.
idea, because that's one thing I know. Some people with negative attitudes, they'll start something and then they'll say, oh, well, it didn't work, so we're not going to do it. That's it. And they throw it out. But, with anything in life, you just might need a different curriculum for it,
Yeah.
and try it out. You might take 5 times, right? And then you're like, oh,
Right.
this is perfect for this child.
Right, yes.
So, talk to other moms, find out, try other curriculums, because, all kids are different.
Right. Yeah, that's a huge thing for me, is to remember that you don't have to, if it's not working for you, you can change to something else, because I'm stickler at finishing what you started, but sometimes it's just not going to work. It just doesn't work out for
Sometimes
you.
it's not worth it. You need to just cut it and do something else. All right, that's good to know.
Also, the mom's night outs. When you get that group of homeschool moms, when you see on the Facebook pages, we're going to have a mom's night out, take that opportunity, because it's so helpful. And I'm one of those people that have great intentions about going to mom's night out, and then it gets there and you don't want to get ready, and you'd rather just sit at home and look at Facebook or
the enemy again, trying to get us to stay in our house.
right. But take advantage of those. Go to those, because we need that. We need to hear that other moms are struggling, and encourage them when we can, and get encouragement from them when we can.
Okay.
I don't think I could have done this without my group of homeschool moms.
All right, so it is 7:30. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do another break right here. And when we come back, one thing I wanted to talk about is how the community, and this will definitely segue into Springfield Guitar, but how the community can help. Like, I know that you guys have, classes, but are there other professions, or, like, do you ever do like, oh, we're going to go have field trip and go see how this works, or, so when we come back from our break, let's talk about how people who are listening right now who aren't homeschooling, but they're just a person with a business or something, how they can reach out and maybe provide a cool field trip or training.
Yes.
Like I taught dance for like 25 years.
Oh.
And so, like sock hop, 1950 stuff. And I've done a lot of stuff with kids, in the past. So, that might be something that would be fun, do a day or whatever. Or like if people want to do a little series, or how they can volunteer, how they can be supporting of your community. So be thinking about that. And I know that we've got another ad here. So let me go grab that. You've been listening to 1100 WSGI. And this is Lee Marie filling in for U-Turn Laverne on 1 Street over. And we get to hear U-Turn Laverne's voice right now.
It is time to go and talk to Miss Amy at Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Store. When's the last time you went and just visited and talked to her about maybe something you're dreaming for your yard, or a vegetable garden that you haven't ever gotten around to planting? Maybe this is the year for you, that you want to have something beautiful in your yard, something delicious in your garden. Now's the time to get that planting done and to make sure it happens. Go and talk to them right now before it gets too busy. Their hours are a little different at the moment because it's a little bit colder out. Until spring has sprung, they're not open on Sunday just yet, but they are open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4. Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4. Go out and talk to them about everything going on in your yard, in your garden, and don't forget to check out the CBD products while you're there. Robertson County CBD is what you're going to find at Corbin Creek. I have been stunned at the difference it has made with my arthritic pain. It's great for bug bites too. I mean, amazing things that you can do with CBD products that are grown from plants or processed from plants grown right here in Robertson County. Go and talk to them today. Monday through Saturday, they're open from 9 to 4. You can call them at 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185, 4920 Highway 161 is where they're located. And when you get by there, always please tell them that U-Turn sent you.
All right. That was Miss U-Turn Laverne, who is in Mexico at the moment on a missions trip. Keep their group in prayer. And I'll be with you all week. We got lots of fun stuff coming. I'm so glad that I have these fabulous ladies here to kick off the week. And I know that after I posted your pictures last night, I started seeing all the comments come in just about how fabulous both of you were. There's some people out there that know both of you. And they were saying, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. So I'm so glad that you both were able to join me today. That is so exciting. So as promised, we're going to talk about now a little bit how you out there as a listener can help support our homeschool community, perhaps with some type of activity or location or what. So take it away, ladies.
Yes. Well,
all right.
So one thing is field trips, like you mentioned. We've done field trips to the airport and to the water treatment center. But sometimes there are field trips out there that we don't know about or we don't realize or recognize that would be good opportunities. So if anybody has ideas, we would love to take those ideas.
Now, are they able to message that homeschool group without being a part of that group?
I believe so.
Okay.
Or you can message me or
Okay.
The administrator is Trudy Lish.
Okay.
I guess you can go on there and message.
I'll try while you guys are talking.
Yeah, how about that? So we've had some, the library, of course, is a great resource. The YMCA has let us have field trips there, field day there, and they've let us have some teen nights there. So that's been nice. Places to gather that are indoors because, when it's rainy or cold outside, parks are hard to meet at. So we have churches that have been great about letting homeschoolers come to meet for different things.
Okay, yeah, so it looks like you have to join the group in order
Okay.
to do that, and you probably can't join unless you're a homeschooler, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So then the best way, they can message you on Facebook.
Sure, yeah.
And you can go to the Lee Marie Facebook page, and you will see Gracie Knight's page, name come up there, because I know that there's several Gracie Knights.
Right.
So to get the right one, if you want to go to the Lee Marie page and find that, you can.
Good idea, yeah. Or even talk to Rose at the library because she's really good about letting us know when there's opportunities.
Okay. So you can go see Rose at the library, leave your name and number, and she could pass it on to you. Okay.
Just volunteered Rose for something.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, Rose.
Yeah,
She's so
Rose.
fabulous.
She is.
Just like thinking like, if somebody has a bakery or, whatever,
Yeah.
because the thing is like, I know from experience that it's really useful for kids to go and see, especially, I have 3 degrees. 2 of them are master's degrees. I finished all my coursework for a PhD and I quit because all of a sudden, yes, I know. Franny's like, what? I know.
Okay.
I know. That's exactly what all my family and all my professors are like, what are you doing? You're like, but the thing about what I'm trying to say is that go out and see, like if somebody's interested in a particular profession, go out and get experience there.
Yeah.
Because that is really how you'll even know if you want to be in that field.
Right.
So many people, we do it the opposite. We get our degrees first and think that that's what we need for a particular job.
Yeah.
I always loved music and dancing and musicals. And I was always told, you can't really make a job of that. Like, okay, so I racked up some degrees. And then all of a sudden this just fell in my lap. And I ended up teaching over 10,000 adults how to dance.
Wow.
And we did shows, we were in music videos, musicals, just a whole bunch of stuff. It was a blast.
Aww.
And that just came out of nowhere. That's why I know it was a God thing.
Yeah.
Same thing with this radio show. Okay, I was never thinking I would do radio. And I was driving along going, Lord, I need to be involved with the ministry here now that I'm in town, I kept praying. Those doors were shutting. I'm like, Lord, where do you want me? And he said, Laverne. I'm like, okay, Laverne, that's not a ministry, He's like, no, go volunteer for Laverne. So I'm like, okay. So I volunteered for her for like a year, helping her to, schedule shows and stuff. And then one time, she needed me to fill in, and I was scared to death. And I never, even when I'm on that side with her, I'm still not, completely comfortable. But then one day I was sitting in my car afterwards, and the station manager came out and he said, how about doing your own show, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, Lord, because that's how you know it's God, when you get something you didn't apply for and you're not qualified for.
Or you think you're not qualified
yeah.
for.
Right. Because he equips you. If he's going to put you in something, he'll get you. So I'm not nervous. I'm not real techie, so I don't, I'm not great at it.
Yeah.
But I do think that, sometimes, it doesn't matter. I don't have a degree in any of this, but it doesn't matter because, if that's where God wants you. So I'm just kind of way about saying, it's not always just about concentrating, like you said, getting into, a school or getting a 4.0 or whatever. It's
Right.
about, first and foremost, it's about getting your kids into heaven and making sure that they know, their priorities, putting God first. Absolutely, number one. But then also get them experience going out and seeing what some of these other professions, actually do if they think they want to do that.
That's a great point. And that's something that actually in our own house we've been looking for is people who teach or people who can do like woodwork and people who do plumbing and things like that. Like we would love to have resources where we could say, could our kid go with you for the day and just see what your job is?
That's a great idea. And that stuff is so useful. Like I wish they always taught like auto shop in everywhere. Like we're all going to have cars.
Right.
Like why wasn't that something required? Like so many people don't even know how to put air in their tires.
Right. Or how to file your own taxes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, when I started working full time and being self-employed, taking good care of your finance and your tax history as the self-employed person is a big deal, and you can get in real trouble if you don't manage that correctly. And that's not part of the curriculum. Like I had great parents and I was well prepared for adulthood. So I actually knew a little bit about it already. But like, why is that not taught? Like,
Right.
I can tell you firsthand that you need to know how to file your taxes.
And just budgeting, like this is how much money you got. These are the categories that you're going to have to pay for, stuff like that. Budgeting without just putting everything on a credit card,
Right.
So, and
Just don't have a credit card.
yeah, I just don't have one. That's true, huh? But yeah, that's a good point. I know when I was in school, there was one teacher that taught stuff like balancing a checkbook. Of course, now no one even uses a checkbook. But anyways, so there's practical, practical skills, and that's great. That's a great idea. That maybe there should be a new group on Facebook of like people who can offer services to you guys or to help.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think that this is the start of a fabulous relationship here. And so I know that it is now time. Let's see, it's 7:40. So are you able to stay while she talks about her? Okay, because I think that this would probably be real helpful to you. So again, I was just walking down Main Street, and I saw your sign outside on Springfield Guitar. And so tell us about what you can do for the homeschool community.
So we offer private music classes. We have all manner of instruments. So I personally teach violin, guitar, mandolin, dobro, and bass. But there are half dozen other instructors that teach things that I don't. So like Jake and Nathan teach drums, and Marcia teaches piano, and there's just a whole slew of educators that I work with. And we can offer you just about any kind of musical specialization you'd like. Wow. So I teach mostly private classes, but like say if Gracie came in and said, hey, we have these homeschool kids and we'd really like a group class. If you explain your situation and tell us what you're looking for, we would be happy to accommodate that.
Oh, nice.
So, yes, most of our classes are in the afternoon, but if Gracie came in and said, hey, we'd like a 10 a.m., will that work? We could totally work that out for our schedule and yours, and do bigger classes and customize them for your students. and your kids. Because not every kid learns the same. That's a big part of my job, is assessing each student and deciding what will work for them. That is something I think that gets missed in public school education. They do a great job here in Robertson County, but you can't cater individually to every child in that environment. And that is something homeschool moms can do very well, and we can do in detail here at Springfield Guitar too.
And especially you, because you were a homeschooler, so you
Right.
understand that whole thing. And yeah, it's true. Everybody learns differently. I know that, in teaching dance for so long, I'd have some people, and as soon as I could see which, because some people don't want to hear the numbers, some people just want to hear the beats, or the words, explain it in words, don't use numbers. Some people only wanted numbers, so it's true. I mean, all of us learn differently. So it's really great to be able to tap into that.
And if you're a homeschool mom with multiple children, they're all going to learn a different way.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to figure it out for each
You're going to have one of each. Well, that is so great. And like, who would have thought, because, when you're on Main Street and you see the Springfield Guitar Company sign, you just kind of think, oh, and you see the guitars on the wall, you think, oh, it's just a guitar shop, or, they have some other stuff too. But who knew that they offered all of these different types of lessons? I mean, I think on the flyer, there was like 15 or different something.
If you can think of a stringed instrument, we almost certainly provide that class for it. Drums, piano, let me think. We don't do like a lot of woodwind or brass, but...
All right, here's the flyer. Guitar, bass guitar, fiddle, bass fiddle, dulcimer.
Oh, yeah, I do teach that too. I forgot about that.
Oh, she forgot. Banjo, mandolin, dobro, harmonica.
Yes, Danny teaches harmonica.
Now that is a really good one, because you don't need a lot of space.
Just slips in your pocket.
And drums, and of course, voice lessons.
Yes.
Do you teach singing, or is that somebody else?
I do not. Another instructor does.
Okay, and then of course piano and keyboards. So that is awesome. And like lately, I've been seeing a lot of people giving away pianos. So I mean, there you go. Get a piano and start taking lessons. And it says 30-minute lessons are only $20, and an hour lesson is $35. So obviously, if you do a group one, it'd be a little bit more, because you got a bunch of...
Well, and if you did need a group class and you wanted to arrange that, pricing might be different. It depends on how many students you wanted in the group and what kind of curriculum you wanted taught. Ukulele is a great group class to get started on. Ukulele is a really affordable instrument. A lot of times parents worry about that, oh, I don't want to buy this expensive guitar, and then they not really be into it. Ukuleles start at about $40, and they're real tough. Kids bang things around. They're a real sturdy instrument. They come in all kinds of cute colors.
Oh, that's a great idea.
No,
And
I'm thinking
so-
over here.
Yes,
My
and
kids are gonna
so
start.
a group ukulele would work really well for a group class. But yes, any kind of customization you need, we're happy to help you.
And the phone number for Springfield Guitar, do you have that handy? If not, it's on this flyer right here. 615-384-6255. So that is 615-384-6255, and they're at 614 South Main Street in Springfield. Now, who would like to talk a little bit about the benefits of children learning music?
Well, I
You're
think
the
I'm
expert.
a little bit qualified. on
Because
that.
I know that it affects a lot of other things in their
Yes.
life.
So let me give you a little bit of personal backstory. I started playing music when I was 7. I started taking guitar lessons, and my younger sister started taking violin. We were already homeschooled, and so it was just part of our school, basically. We were interested in music, but it was just a good thing to incorporate in our school day. So we started taking privately on those classes, and then once you kind of gain some traction on one instrument, it will bleed into another. So I did guitar for a while and really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed playing with my sister because she played violin, so we played together. Once you do one pretty well, certain aspects of them link up to others. And so then I added violin myself, and she added some other things, and a few years later we could both play, 5 musical specialties.
Wow.
So that was just something that was included in our school day, but something we really enjoyed. We would do school all morning and do a little bit of music practice, and then several afternoons a week we would go and take classes. I actually grew up taking music classes at Springfield Guitar where I now work. And so some of my teachers that I had as a kid are now my coworkers and my friends.
Oh my gosh,
And
that's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, it's been a great experience. I'm very blessed.
Now I remember where I know you from. I saw you at the Bluegrass Festival.
Yes.
And I believe you were dancing quite fabulously.
I do dance as well, yes.
So where did you take dance classes?
So I took dance classes at the main stage. It used to be down the street from Springfield Guitar. It is now the coffee shop, the historic Perk.
Oh, okay.
It used to be the main
upstairs.
No, they
no.
used to own both portions. A lady named Cheryl Chun, who lives here in Robertson County.
Okay.
She is a Grand Ole Opry square dancer.
Oh.
And she is a wonderful lady and very talented.
Really?
But she used to own a music and dance studio. She has her own children and decided to take a break because she homeschools as well.
So who's teaching square dance stuff here locally now?
Me.
Really? Oh,
ma'am.
I just got goosebumps.
I used to coach a youth square dance team. Right now, I'm only teaching private clogging lessons because my schedule just doesn't allow for square dance because I used to teach it on the weekend. But I still give the clogging classes, and I am working towards being able to build another kids square dance team because I really enjoy that.
Hallelujah. I'll tell you what, I go to the Bluegrass Festival, the Kilgore Bluegrass Festival every year, and we help out with it and stuff, but we absolutely love it. My highlight of that whole thing, and I just told, I think it was Tammy the other day, I just told her, my highlight is always Friday night at the square dance.
The square dance.
Because I just have a blast. I was not trained formally in square dancing, but I'll go and I'll learn what they teach that night, and they call it and stuff. But
It's so fun.
And even though, like, I know this time wasn't quite as hot as last year,
Yes.
but I remember last year, and it was like in the middle of COVID too. We were all like completely dripping. We were sliding off each other's arms, and the sweat was just like flying everywhere. But we had a blast.
Yes.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, the youth square dance team that always performs right before the open square dance, those are my kids.
Oh my goodness.
I have recently passed them on to another coach because I don't have time to coach on the weekend right now. But that's the team I started several years ago, and most of them live right here in Robertson County.
Wow. So that's good to know too. So you could do a little homeschool group for beginning clogging.
Yes, ma'am.
Just
I
get
would be
them.
happy to offer that.
Have you watched that clogging stuff?
I have several friends that do
Oh,
that.
do
and
you?
probably know them. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys could do a team that had like the moms and the kids.
That would be
I
interesting.
think that'd be fabulous. I could come and pose as a mom.
I'm probably laughing at this right now and the thought of me dancing.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm just, my wheels are just going now because that's one thing that I do on the Go Show. So I don't know if anybody out there knows this, but on Wednesdays I have my own show, 8 to 9. It's called the Go Show, and we go over things you can go to in the community, because I do believe that that's very important to be a part of the community. When we're inside and the walls are talking to us, the enemy's programming us with programs, whatever, that's not good. Get out in with the community, find other people that are like-minded, and just have fun. But the other thing too is we try to be a source for information and inspiration. So I'm always trying to connect people, especially, and I'm so happy you guys are Christians and that you're out there just doing the good fight. So I want to plug you guys into some other people that that need you both so much. You guys are, I can already tell, just a total crucial part in this whole puzzle here in Robertson County and, in the world, because we change lives one person at a time, right?
Right.
So that is so exciting. So Springfield Guitar, you can hit them up. You can start your kids on a lot of different things, but ukulele would be a great thing to start with because the instrument is so affordable. So, because if your kid, just can't hear it or just really frustrated or doesn't like music, you'll find out, and it's only $40.
Yeah. I'm glad she said that because I'm gonna
look
call
into
her up
that.
about some ukulele
Yeah.
lessons. Yeah.
And I've been there. I did see like this aqua colored.
Yes, we can order you in
That's
a
my
ukulele.
favorite color. Can you tell?
Yeah, no, we can order all those things in just about any color. Like right now we have, I think it's a lime green one that has flowers all over it. Kids love things like
So
that.
these are great presents, people, for Christmas coming up or birthdays. A musical
Yes.
instrument. So one thing I did want to cover was the benefit, because I've read some statistics, I don't have them handy because it just kind of popped in my head, but I know that kids that do start taking music lessons at a younger age will excel in other fields as well, because it's just a good training for your mind, and it's just good as far as stress release and just a lot of positive impacts that music lessons can have.
Well, and I think there is a little bit of a misconception about being a musician or, being good at performing. It comes across as that you have to have just been given this, huge amount of talent or just be really naturally gifted. And while a little bit of natural gift is important, you have to kind of have some timing and some kind of musical sense. A lot of being a good musician and a performer is being willing to work hard. Music takes dedication. Like I said earlier, I started at 7. I've played music almost every day of my life since 7 years old.
Wow.
It takes a lot of practice and hard work, and it is so fun. But it's not just something you pick up every now and then. It's something you need to be, dedicated. Get regular practice, a few days a week at least, and that kind of dedication goes really well into sports or your other academics or just into adulthood. Like you have to be dedicated to anything you want to be good at in life.
And that's a great point, because it's true, time and dedication, when you put that towards something, even if you're not the most talented person. I mean, we've all seen people that, are high up in the, performing or doing this or that. And you're thinking like, well, my neighbor's got a really better voice than them or whatever,
Right.
You're like, how come they're not? Well, because they're not applying themselves, So it's true, how much of life is just participation, showing up and just doing it. And it's great to have, an instrument that, that the child can go to as, like sometimes it's just therapy, same thing with sports. And I know sports plays the same type of role. It's very important to get your kids in something, either sports or music, because otherwise they're just going to keep going back to this little thing here. And you don't want that. You want to show them that there's other things out there. There's other things better. There's, these things to strive for and to be good at and to find other people, to hang out with that are doing these. So that's great. I love that.
Yeah,
I know
I'm glad to hear about that too.
Yeah, so it's been real useful, and it's really funny because I didn't know, who was going to be on what time this. And so, but God is so good.
Yes.
He purposely put you guys on the show together. And I know that this is just going to be fantastic. And for the people out there too. So we only have about 6 minutes left. So is there anything else in the 6 minutes that you guys are like, you know what, I need to tell Robertson County about this?
That's a hard one.
You can think about it while I do a couple other pieces of information here. Okay. So just to let you all know, this is the last month of June, which you guys already know that. But that does mean that there's so many things coming up because the first week of the month, a lot of stuff happens, right? All of you guys know, of course, already about the first Friday night market that happens downtown in the Springfield Square. High Road is going to be playing. Do you guys know High Road?
I do. I know their fiddle player, Ivy Phillips. She was a friend that I grew up playing music with. She lives in Cheatham County. But she's crazy talented and a wonderful person.
Awesome. And Sarah Davison, of course, she leads worship over at Grace, and she is fabulous. That's who I know from High Road, but a great Christian group. I hope it doesn't rain on First Friday Market because I heard that it might be coming.
Oh, no.
I know. And then, of course, Saturday, July 2nd, the GOP has their Patriot Potluck at Purpose Life Church, and that's at 8:30 at 805 Memorial Boulevard in Springfield. There is so much going on. Freedom Fest with the Oak Ridge Boys is going to be on July 3rd. And I hope it doesn't rain there either. Because Also, Turning of the Pig in Greenbrier is going to be that same day. That's only from 5 to 8. And we are going to have, I think, Blake come on the show this week. I think tomorrow, actually. Yes, he is coming on tomorrow to tell us about Turning of the Pig. So there's a ton of stuff going on that first weekend. of July. So make sure you get that stuff on your calendar. Look on Facebook, look for the events, get those things scheduled for your family to go out and be a part of, because there's a lot of free things happening right here in Robertson County. So when people say there's nothing to do in the county, I'm like, well, they're obviously not opening their eyes or looking, because there is a ton. All right, so I gave you a little bit of time. Who's got one last little tidbit they'd like to share?
I've got something. So one thing that would be helpful for homeschool moms is encouragement. And I'll tell you this story. This is when we first moved here, we were looking for a doctor, and we went to a pretty big children's hospital clinic type thing, and I won't mention the name, just and we saw a resident there, and the resident, and okay, let me back up. My kids were my youngest at the time was 2, and then my little boy was probably 6, and we had to wait in the waiting room for probably an hour until they brought us to the smaller waiting room. Was probably another hour in a little bitty room. And of course my kids were getting anxious and hungry and
Hangry.
you've got just normal typical little kid stuff. And so the resident came in and she started talking to me, and the conversation about homeschooling came up, and she wanted to know why I homeschooled, and started kind of grilling me on homeschooling in a negative way. And that's the first time I've ever had anybody be negative to me about homeschooling. And it was the resident where I was trying to find a doctor for my children. And she started talking about the socialization part that we talked about. And, this is a young resident. They just they haven't had the experience that maybe later on they will have. But anyway, she was grilling me on it, and I had already spent 2 hours trying to keep my children happy and contained and not running up and down the halls. And I was already flustered. So trying to explain why I homeschool to someone that's very not pro homeschool,
Right.
It was very difficult, and I like I told you, I'm not very articulate, and I don't feel like I can do a good job, especially under pressure, talking about it.
But that's ridiculous, you know, to get grilled. I mean, you're there. Oh my goodness.
So then the attending comes in, or I guess it was the attending, and she starts talking to me. Well, my little girl, I had markers for my kids to write on the paper that you sit on just to keep them busy. So my little girl at 2 years old writes the letter A on the paper. Now she is only 2 years old. She wrote a letter A. And the attendant saw her write it, and she said, "Did she just write the letter A?" And I was like, "Yes, she did." I was very confident. "Yes, she did." And she said, "Do it again." And my little girl took her marker and wrote the letter A. And so they stopped talking about homeschooling right then. But I will tell you, that is the first time my little girl had ever written the letter A, and I did not know whether she would write it again or not. I thought it was a fluke, too.
I love that story. That is awesome.
But I sure acted like yeah, that's an A.
Of course that is.
Yes.
She can write the whole alphabet too, but we don't have that time.
Right.
That's an awesome story, and that is so God.
Yes. Yes,
that
it
is
was.
God. And see, so many times we don't even know, all that He is doing. We have to watch because He's got a great sense of humor.
Yes. Yes.
That is fabulous. I wonder how many of them went home and told their family. None.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we won't talk about that anymore. So that is a great story.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, ladies, thank you for joining me, and I hope to have you guys back. Because this is something that a lot of people need to hear about. So you can find Gracie Knight and Frannie Bryson on Facebook. You can message them, or you can stop by Springfield Guitar, or you can stop by the library, talk to Rose, and say, I need to get this information to Gracie. I need Frannie, whatever you need. These ladies are here in the community. They are brave enough to come on among all their peers. They were like, I will do it, God asked.
I think I heard Lee say we could have a field trip here. Did you?
Yeah.
There you go.
So fun.
That would be fun. There you go. That's the first field trip we'll do. How's that? All right. Well, thank you so much. Y'all been listening to 1100 WSGI. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for today. Thank you for these wonderful ladies, and thank you for all the listeners out there. We pray a special blessing on everybody. Thank you, Lord, for everything you're doing in the world right now. And we just ask for your hand upon this whole situation. And anybody that needs help or more information, we just ask that they reach out to other people. We love you, Heavenly Father. We praise you. We give you all the glory in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, make it a great day. Make it a great week. I will see you guys all tomorrow as I continue on One Street Over, filling in for Miss U-Turn Laverne, who is in Mexico. So I will see you guys tomorrow, 1100 WSGI. God bless.
One beyond my wildest dreams.